who I am matters not to you. Or you. Or... well... you do interest me.
Now, why? That's the pretty obvious question being asked here, but why after such brief interactions with him? So, at the beginning of the fight, we see Tyrion jump down, and we finally get a view of the positioning of both Nora, Jon, and Ruby. Now, I'd like to take careful note of their positions here. We have Ruby in front of Jon, and Nora even further back. And as you can see, as the fight goes on with Ruby, she's being pushed backwards. And then Tyrion looks to his left. Now, at this point in the fight, the positions have changed. Tyrion and Ruby are much closer to each other, and Jon is now in front of Ruby to the right. And as we can see here, this is the first instance that we see Tyrion taking a closer look or glancing at Jon, which begs the question as to why. Why is Tyrion in the split second glance at Jon? What about him captures his attention? Now, my theory is that he sees his careful stance, a stance that he's been practicing with Pyrrha Nikos and even after her untimely death. You may be wondering, so what about his stance? What about his stance is so significant to Tyrion? Well, let's look at Tyrion's scars first off. Let's take a very close look as to what those scars look like on a, well, let's just take these scars on a flat surface. Now I will put this representation aside so we can look at how Jon attacks thanks to Pyrrha Nikos' training. The first attack is a thrust to the head.
Again.
The second attack is a horizontal slice down the chest.
And again.
And finally, the last attack comes from upwards, straight down, going top right down to left. The similarities between the scars on Tyrion and Jon's attack pattern, along with the vision Ruby has in episode 2 of season 4 at exactly 10:27, are why I firmly believe Pyrrha Nikos is alive. Tyrion has got to have those scars from someone who attacks similar to Jon, and the most likely candidate is the person who trained him, Pyrrha. I mentioned the vision Ruby had in episode 2 of season 4 and will now elaborate further. In that episode, Ruby is awakening to a strange blotted out vision of Pyrrha's voice calling out to Jon. I would suspect it's a vision because that line of her calling out for Jon in a frightened voice has never been heard before, therefore cannot be a flashback as far as we can tell. And that about wraps it up. Sorry to anyone if I got the facts wrong, if I didn't research hard enough. This may be my first and only theory video that I wanted to put out there just because I didn't see it anywhere else. I thought people would want to see that. Anyways, thank you for watching. Words.